So what makes a mid-century modern house perfect? What is perfect? This house that we're going to tour today is a very unique Streng Brothers house. You don't see that many in this style or floor plan. So unfortunately this house, yes, it's had kind of the string ripped out of it on the internals. The externals has been left alone, which is very, very nice. So we're going to go over that today, see what it is. It's like, how would you fix this? Why would you want to fix it? Because you would, trust me. But yeah, so anyway, once again, my name's Alister. Welcome to the Modern Modernist, and here we go. So today we're actually in Carmichael, just outside of Sacramento. So it's in mid-mod country. It's where the Streng Brothers, they did build a large portion of their homes. We're on Foster Way, so it is a cul-de-sac, and it's predominantly, the whole cul-de-sac is Streng Brothers homes, which is what the Streng Brothers used to do back in the day. They would find a swath of land, a few acres that a developer hadn't built. They'd buy it, turn it into a street, cul-de-sac, and put their homes on it. So it's kind of neat. So you get the whole street with sort of like similar properties, but even then each house was unique and individual to itself, which was kind of cool. So this house, as you can see behind me, it's on a cul-de-sac, which is kind of nice. And hold on a second, everything's in reverse and it drives me crazy. There you go, so there's a park behind me. So there's one house next door, that's it. There's no one coming down their street except your neighbors. So it's kind of nice. And at the top of the street, there's actually a school, so kids could walk there. So it's actually kind of nice. And then that park is actually registered as Greenbelt, so it can never be built on. It's always going to be a park, which is nice, cool. It's kind of quiet. So here we go. This is where we're at with this house. This is what annoys me about this house, but it's also what gets me happy. It gets me excited about this house. So there's the front door. There's a security door there, which makes no sense. It's got no place in a mid-mod. And then above it is, see that globe light? Traditional Streng Brothers. Don't ever throw those out. Don't get rid of them. They're worth a fortune and they're really hard to replace. So I wouldn't do that. And then this security door, see, it makes no sense to me because now you got this big glass window next to it. So what are you securing against? This home, the previous owner, one of the things they did do is they've gone through the whole house with double glazing and they've made it match. It sort of fits in. Some windows will put modern windows in and it loses the aesthetic of the house, right? So anyway, so we're gonna go in the front door. First up, front door. That is not a mid-mod front door. And sadly, all the doors in the house, there's a closet behind me, they're all the same pattern. So aesthetically, mid-mods, you'll see a phrase of, you know, what is mid-century modern design? They talk about shapes that are organic. Well, organic would be, it would come from nature, but it's kind of a one step past that in the sense of a lot of doors, things like that, like flat surfaces. So as it would, like you get the tree, right? You turn it into wood, you send it through a sawmill. Its first treatment is just cutting it into flat shapes, right? Long planks. And that tends to be the shape of what mid-mod is. So a lot of your window frames, see these frames, right? They're, as they come out of the, so right here, see this? Everything's just blocked, squared, as you would cut it out of the sawmill. There's no additional shaping, no round corners, things like that. So that's where they come up with the phrase that mid-mod, for the most part, tends to be organic shapes. So what makes this house unique to a Streng Brothers? It has a carport, pretty standard stuff. Early Strengs, they didn't have garages, they had carports. But traditional Strengs, or the stereotypical Strengs, you would walk in the front door and you walk into the living room, and then the house tends to run on the horizontal. So you would turn left and right to your bedrooms. This house is on the vertical, it goes straight to the back. So there's a long hallway that goes straight back to the living room. So off of the front door, there's the front door behind me, there's this, that is a bedroom. In this case, it's the master's. The master's at the front of the house. And so see these windows, as I was saying. So these have all been replaced, double glazing, but they fit. They don't look, they look, you know, I don't want to say original to the house, but they definitely blend in. And then what's nice, these windows up here, that's expensive to do, but they replaced those with double pane glass throughout the whole house, which is amazing. Bathroom, and here we go again, we're talking about organic shapes, right? So these cabinets, these bathroom cabinets, these are original to the house. There's no way that they're not. They're just straight cut wood. Like I said, it's that organic shape that mid-mod gets associated with the term that they use, which technically organic to me is straight from nature, right? No, this is more organic, like It's the raw wood processed, and that's it. You cut it into your squares, your rectangles, put it together, and that's how you come up with mid-mod furniture. So, and they are raised off the floor. You'll find that a lot of mid-mod. Not of stuff touches the floor. It's kind of nice. So, another downside to this house, when I was talking about, this house is, unfortunately, the previous owner kind of took the Streng out of it. So it's not poorly done. It's actually done very well, but it's not mid-mod. So, tile floor. Tile floors throughout the whole house. Another pet peeve of mine, as you know, as you watch the channel, ceiling fans. I can't stand ceiling fans. People ask me why, I just don't like them. They're more function over form, and I much prefer form over function. That's just my design taste. But the ceiling fans in this house kind of have like a Craftsman Frank Lloyd Wright look to them. In a mid-mod, you're like mixing styles from two different generations. It doesn't make sense. So, off of the hall, closet, but once again, wrong door. But like I said, previous owner of this house, it was more built for comfort than staying true to keeping it a mid-mod. Not a bad thing, but you can undo it, so that's the good thing. That's what I like. This probably is my favorite listing in Sacramento right now. I love this house. It is good. Laundry room. I kind of like tile floors. In a laundry room, there it is. Because the laundry room, that kind of makes sense, but not the whole house. This does have a water heater. I would actually change that, do a tankless, put it up, and then where the water heater sits, I would do a stackable washer and dryer. And then where the washer dryer currently is, there's actually a microwave on top of there right now. Let's do it that way. That now becomes shelving, an area to fold clothes, really opens up the room, which would be just superb. That would actually be kind of cool. So now we're gonna walk down this hallway, come down. This is only a 2-bedroom house. So Strengs, you usually find 3s, 2 bedrooms. You don't find a lot of 2 bedrooms. And like I said, this house is on the vertical, not the horizontal, so it does make it very unique. This does have another closet built in, kind of nice. And once again, that window has been replaced. And yeah, we're not gonna spend too much time on those. I just can't stand them. Anyway, we're gonna walk down this hallway. And this house has been painted, the whole interior is this lovely shade of brown. Yeah, I know, sense the sarcasm, I hope you do. But there's the hallway, kind of cool, straight to the back of the house. And then, let me come over here. There's just this massive window straight out the back. Look at that, Carter Sparks. There's his fireplace, folks. Let's go over here and have a look at this, shall we? So, there it is, that beautiful brick. Kind of uses, it's like a subway tile brick, which I really, really like. Now, this is the previous owner, windows, skylights. So there is your indoor Streng garden, right? Standard stuff, but skylight, very cool. Now they went with the modern more skylight because there is like a, like during the winter, that skylight does not retain heat. You lose a lot of heat. So I'm not sure if you're able to see it on camera, but up there, there's a handle. You can probably just see it right above my finger. Right, there we go, right there, boom. There's a little handle, you can actually slide that over. So I've been looking for it around the house. There should be like a stick or a pole with a hook on the end, and you just slide it shut. Fortunately, I can't find it, but during the winter months, it's still translucent, so you get the light in, but it gives you a little more sort of less chance for producing heat. I say this because in the kitchen, it's been closed. So we're gonna flip the phone up here. That's what it would look like closed. Still lets the light in, but not as much heat out. It's kind of nice. Now, probably noticed me behind me, the kitchen. It's probably the biggest thing about this house I don't like. Look at those 90s white appliances and that beautiful, beautiful Home Depot kitchen. I know, it's frustrating to see if you're a mid-mod person. Kitchen island, look at that, it's a kitchen island. That's all it is. So, for those of you that don't know, mid-mod, traditionally, you would have a stove top, not an actual oven, but just a stove top, and that counter here would run the full length, all the way out to the fridge. And you have a stove top. You would have a dishwasher, pretty normal, 60s dishwashers they were in, but now on this island, right here, in there you would have a double oven, freestanding, built into it. That's standard mid-mod, that's just kind of the way they did things. Like I said, this house was redone just to make it comfortable, and that's what the owner wanted. It was, to them, it was just a home. The mid-mod movement, if you think about it, we're in 2023. It got its roots in 1933. So another 10 years, Mid-Mod's 100 years old. So this architecture is coming up, this style is coming up for 10 years from now is a 100-year anniversary. It's pretty cool, and it's still modern and relevant. It's a home I want to own. I love Mid-Mods, but that's why I run this channel, so you probably know that about me. But yeah, this kitchen, oh my lord, let's get out of here. Anyway, and look at this. Again, oh, terrible. I look at the fireplace, that at least makes me happy. So, but anyway, and they did do granite countertops throughout. I will give them credit. The granite in the kitchen matches on the plinth on the fireplace, but it shouldn't be there. That plinth on that fireplace would be just flat stone. So almost like you see like cast concrete countertops. It would kind of have that look to it. Would be Mid-Mod. The floors, like I said, there's tile throughout. They would be wood. I would run planks straight down that hallway, and it would just make this room look really long, straight out to the yard. That's what I would do. So, but like I said, this house literally is probably my favorite listing for Mid-Mod in Sacramento right now, and it is the least Mid-Mod interior of the Streng Brothers homes for sale in Sacramento in the current market. But this one's my favorite. I like it. It's unique. It's different. There's not many laid out on the vertical. They're always laid out on the horizontal. So, and then once again, windows, double sliders. Okay, both been replaced, and the window above. That's all been replaced. It is so cool. So this house, like I said, the address will be on there, the listing agent, I'll make that all available. It does have one little big elephant in the room. For those of you, Sacramento, over New Year's, we had a massive storm, 60, 70 mile an hour winds. So if you had trees, this is what happened. And this is not the only 2 trees in Sacramento this happened to. See that? All that fell. Fortunately for this house, most of the damage was the house next door. It literally crashed through their living room. It's awful. This house, the tree clipped the corner. There's no structural damage. It can be repaired. It's actually just waiting for contractors to get here to repair. You can see that. It doesn't look good, but it's nowhere near as bad as it looks, which is kind of nice. So don't stress, it will be fixed before it's sold, whoever buys it. Now, this house also comes with relatively it's minor used shed. I don't know how old it is, but it can't be that old, and it wasn't used that much. It is a tough shed. I've owned a couple of tough sheds myself. They are not a sponsor of the channel or anyway. I'm just telling you, they're a damn good product. They do a really good job. So it's a little dark in here, but this has all shelving. What I like about tough sheds, they're built no different than a house, a stick-built house, right? So you can modify this ceiling. I put a skylight up there on one side. Now you've got a greenhouse too to start some seedlings. But I also do have a green thumb, so there's something else to reveal about me as you get to know the channel and know me. And, whoops, hold on a second. There we go. Just trying to lock the shed door. There we go. Sorry about that. So that's all locked. So what's unique, I also like about this house, there is a carport. But behind the carport, so we'll go through this gate and look at this before we go walk around. Oops, squeaky, squeaky. So let's walk up. So there's the carport. Let's just walk up to here and we'll just look behind me. So see that massive area right there? I've been thinking about what would you do with that? I'd do raised flower beds. And now we're planting vegetables for days. Tomatoes, potatoes, green beans, whatever it is you're into, cucumbers. Right, but now it leaves it open to the street, sort of this area here, right? So let's walk around. So see that? So you do 2 things. You could move the fence that's in front of us back there, or what I would actually do is do a raised bed right in here, tub, plant bamboo in it. Bamboo, you do have to be careful because it does tend to root and then start growing everywhere. But if you put it in a steel container, a raised bed, it ain't going anywhere. And then when it gets too much, you just chop it down, dig it out, plant some more. That's what I kind of like. Close the gate. This yard, again, there's a fence. That fence is getting replaced because the tree on the other side took it out. I'd go through the gate, but the gate's no more and there's a massive tree through it. But behind that fence is the land does belong to the house, but it is green belt. So it's yours, but you can't do anything with it other than walk on it, take your dog out there. But it is nice because you'll never have anyone behind you but that beautiful green view. It's perfect. It really is nice. Like I said, this house literally is my favorite listing currently in Sacramento. And the owner did have a dog, and that's a hell of a dog. Like, that's a Labrador Great Dane sized dog door. So it is kind of nice. Now, one last feature to this house that I love, it is probably one of my favorite things. I know I bang on about this house having a lot of favorites. So is another thing, we'll talk about that. See that window? That's huge. I would actually get a hold of a automotive tint shop and do a mirrored tint on this outwards. You'll see, so when you look in, all you see is a mirror. So it makes the house more secure. You can't see and see what's going on. So next to, because we have a carport, so we have no garage. See that door? Where the hell's that? Ready? That is a workshop. There's also, why is there mail on the floor, Alister? Simple. Let's come down here. Mail slot. You ever go on vacation? Gotta run to the post office, right? I know, I used to be married. Did you stop the mail? No, I thought you did. You're halfway there on vacation. You're like, dang it, calling the neighbors to get them to collect the mail out of your mailbox. You don't have that problem. This door locks. Mail's in there. Nobody knows you're away. Can't see the mail. And it's a workshop, so you can put stuff in there. Let's lock that door. There we go. So, anyway, so that is my tour of a, well, perfect, not so perfect, but you can make it perfect. I know a lot of word salad there to digest, but like I said, I love this house. Any questions, anything you'd like to ask me about mid-mod, you want to ask me about this house, please, I would love to know more. Let me know. You can find me, all my information is below. Once again, I'm Alister, the Modern Modernist, and you know, like I always say, be good to each other, humans, okay? Take care, bye-bye.